Welcome to this episode of Back in 5. Today I'm catching up with Stuing from Volstead Repeal. Now they are a whisky bar that have just been set up here in Braddon and have been operating for about 4 months. So how about we go in and meet Stu, that and a lot more on this episode of Back in 5.
So everyone does Prohibition, so we're doing the era just sort of after Prohibition, so that 30s, 40s, 50s. So the Prohibition Act was the Volstead Act, which prohibited the sale of alcohol in the US. So we've gone for this New York style bar, so that kind of narrow, deep with a lot of bar seating. So we're doing that repeal of Volstead. Well, the opportunity came up. I've been in the industry for almost 10 years, so the plan was always to start my own venue. And the opportunity came up. Someone asked me if I was willing to start a speakeasy style bar, which is kind of not what we ended up going for in the end, but I actually called a friend of mine who was a banker and asked him for financial advice about how to fund the business with the guy that I was going into business with. That fell through, but my banker friend, who was an old regular of mine when I worked at Hippo, he decided he wanted to step into the guy's place. So far, it's a bit of a cliche, but it really is. Everything you put into it, you get back out of it. So it's the effort that I'm putting in now is more for myself and not putting in all the effort for someone else's benefit. That's part of it. Also having the staff that we can, I guess, progress their skill set and their career. Gus he's my 2IC, he's been fantastic. So I'm hoping the day will come that we can give back to him in the sense that we can put him in a role that I've found myself in as well, which is owning a bar, which is a really difficult step for someone in hospitality to make. The next 5 years, we'd like to be going strong with Volstead. By that time, we'd like to have another venue. What that is, we're not sure yet. We've got a few ideas, but it's probably going to be dictated by what sort of space is available. We don't want to try and make the style of venue fit if it's not the right space. So ideally multiple venues within the next 5 years. So whiskey's our big focus. Myself and my business partner have pretty extensive whiskey collections, and that's how we bonded and put this collection together. So when we opened the venue, we already had about 200 whiskeys ready to go. So we had to add about another 100. So we really specialize in that, and we do whiskey tastings on Sundays and Wednesdays. We also do them by appointment if someone has a large enough group. So that's our main focus. But really, we also have a pretty extensive cocktail list as well. So really, it's whiskey and cocktails are the main focus in terms of the booze. We also offer pizza and charcuterie as well, so it's complementary food-wise. But certainly the focus is on our cocktail ability and the whiskies that we can showcase. Well, I poured us some Lafroig Law, which is one of my favorites at the moment. It's very seasonally appropriate, so it's that heavily peated, quite rich style. It's quite warming, reminds me of Fisherman's Friends peppermints. That's why I've been drinking it lately. It's freezing outside, I want a nice warming, toasty whiskey, so that's what I've gone for here. That 48% bolsters a little bit as well, nice and rich. So I guess another thing that's probably worth mentioning is we're trying to do as many events as we can. So for example, this month we actually have Bill Lark coming up. So the godfather of Australian whiskey is going to be in this venue, which is very exciting. I've never met Bill, but obviously I'm a great admirer of his. So he's coming up next Wednesday. Unfortunately, it's sold out, but we'd love to get him up again in the future. Next month, we're doing a Boilermaker collaboration with Bensberg. So our neighbours just across the road there. So Richard's going to come in. We're going to sit down and try out some whiskies, see what works, and pair some whiskies with Bensberg's range. So we're trying to do as many interesting events as we can. We've got something in the pipeline with Archie Rose as well. So really just doing something with those cool brands. Yeah, the easiest way to find us is the giant mural on the wall in Braddon on Mort Street. That's a good landmark for us. But we're located in the Yamaroshi building. So you've got to go down a laneway in between the sushi shop and the post office. Go past the barber, and we're at the back there. We do have a sign now, so a little bit easier to find. In terms of functions, we do offer functions for sort of 30 plus people. Our seated capacity is about 55 to 60 people. Maximum booking size of sort of 12 people, just because of the shape of the venue. So anything more than that, you're not going to be sitting anywhere near the rest of your group anyway. So really, anything sort of over that, you're looking at either separate booking or private function. So anything sort of over 20, 30 people. Yeah, so our website is volstead.com.au. Anyone who wants to get in contact can just email us. It's info@volstead.com.au. Nice and simple.